Good morning. This is the Paradise Unicorn Priestess bringing you day 216 of A Course in Miracles, the Yin translation, where we use female words. This would be August 4th if you're starting at the new year. The justice of heaven. What can it be but arrogance to think your little errors cannot be undone by heaven's justice? And what could this mean except that they are sins and not mistakes, forever uncorrectable and to be met with vengeance, not with justice? Are you willing to be released from all effects of sin? You cannot answer this until you see all that the answer must entail. For if you answer yes, it means you will forego all values of this world in favor of the peace of heaven. Not one sin would you retain, and not one doubt that this is possible will you hold dear that sin be kept in place. You mean that truth has greater value now than all illusions, and you recognize that truth must be revealed to you because you know not what it is. To give reluctantly is not to gain the gift because you are reluctant to accept it. It is saved for you until reluctance to receive it disappears, and you are willing it be given you. God's justice warrants gratitude, not fear. Nothing you give is lost to you or anyone, but cherished and preserved in heaven, where all of the treasures given to God's child are kept for her, and offered anyone who but holds out her hand in willingness, they be received. Nor is the treasure less as it is given out. Each gift but adds to the supply, for God is fair. She does not fight against her child's reluctance to perceive salvation as a gift from her. Yet would her justice not be satisfied until it is received by everyone. Be certain any answer to a problem the Holy Spirit solves will always be one in which no one loses. And this must be true because she asks no sacrifice of anyone. An answer which demands the slightest loss to anyone has not resolved the problem, but has added to it and made it greater, harder to resolve, and more unfair. It is impossible the Holy Spirit could see unfairness as a resolution. To her, what is unfair must be corrected because it is unfair. And every error is a perception in which one at least is seen unfairly. Thus is justice not accorded to the child of God. When anyone is seen as losing, she has been condemned, and punishment becomes her due instead of justice. The sight of innocence makes punishment impossible and justice sure. The Holy Spirit's perception leaves no ground for an attack. Only a loss could justify attack, and loss of any kind she cannot see. The world solves problems in another way. It sees a resolution as a state in which it is decided who shall win and who shall lose, how much the one shall take, and how much can the loser still defend. Yet does the problem still remain unsolved? For only justice can set up a state in which there is no loser, no one left unfairly treated and deprived, and thus with grounds for vengeance. Problem solving cannot be vengeance, which at best can bring another problem added to the first, in which the murder is not obvious. The Holy Spirit's problem solving is the way in which the problem ends. It has been solved because it has been met with justice. Until it has, it will recur because it has not yet been solved. The principle that justice means no one can lose is crucial to this course, for miracles depend on justice, not as it is seen through this world's eyes, but as God knows it, and as knowledge is reflected in the sight the Holy Spirit gives. No one deserves to lose, and what would be unjust to her cannot occur. Healing must be for everyone, because she does not merit an attack of any kind. What order can there be in miracles unless someone deserves to suffer more and others less? And is this justice to the wholly innocent? A miracle is justice. It is not a special gift to some to be withheld from others as less worthy, more condemned, and thus apart from healing. Who is there who can be separate from salvation if its purpose is the end of specialness? Where is salvation's justice if some errors are unforgivable and warrant vengeance in place of healing and return of peace? Salvation cannot seek to help God's child be more unfair than she has sought to be. If miracles, the Holy Spirit's gift, were given specially to an elect and special group and kept apart from others as less deserving, then is she ally to specialness. What she cannot perceive, she bears no witness to, and everyone is equally entitled to her gift of healing and deliverance and peace. To give a problem to the Holy Spirit to solve for you means that you want it solved. To keep it for yourself to solve without her help is to decide it should remain unsettled, unresolved, and lasting in its power of injustice and attack. No one can be unjust to you unless you have decided first to be unjust, and then must problems rise to block your way and peace be scattered by the winds of hate. Unless you think that all your sisters have an equal right to miracles with you, you will not claim your right to them because you were unjust to one with equal rights. Seek to deny, and you will feel denied. Seek to deprive, and you have been deprived. A miracle can never be received because another could receive it not. Only forgiveness offers miracles, and pardon must be just to everyone. The little problems that you keep and hide become your secret sins because you did not choose to let them be removed for you, and so they gather dust and grow until they cover everything that you perceive and leave you fair to no one. Not one right do you believe you have, and bitterness with vengeance justified and mercy lost condemns you as unworthy of forgiveness. The unforgiven have no mercy to bestow upon another. That is why your sole responsibility must be to take forgiveness for yourself. The miracle that you receive, you give. Each one becomes an illustration of the law on which salvation rests, that justice must be done to all if anyone is to be healed. No one can lose, and everyone must benefit. Each miracle is an example of what justice can accomplish when it is offered to everyone alike. It is received and given equally. It is awareness that giving and receiving are the same. Because it does not make the same unalike, it sees no differences where none exists, and thus it is the same for everyone because it sees no differences in them. Its offering is universal, and it teaches but one message. What is God's belongs to everyone and is her due. This text makes it so clear, so plain, that the only way anyone gets to experience paradise is by wishing paradise for absolutely every part of the creation without exception. And while A Course in Miracles never shies away from the black and white all-or-nothingness that is the ways of heaven, the Holy Spirit will always be a bridge that reaches just as far as needs to be reached to meet us where we are at. And yes, we will see repercussions and consequences. We will experience seeming consequences of the times that we are not forgiving, and hopefully we will learn the correct lesson from it, that the moment we decide to forgive, those consequences will be eased, released, disappear entirely if we forgive entirely. And so it is up to us. We have control over the gas pedal and over the brake. Life is constantly giving us opportunities to decide to forgive. It doesn't matter. We don't have to know how. We don't have to be able to do it perfectly. If we could do it perfectly, we wouldn't need salvation. The only thing we need to be willing to do is ask for help, to offer up the amount of willingness that we are able to muster up in that moment, and the Holy Spirit will meet us the rest of the way. The Holy Spirit is the arbiter of the atonement. And this makes it clear that unless we receive the atonement for ourselves, we receive that forgiveness and that release from our own self-loathing, unprocessed guilt and shame, we don't have anything to give to others. The Holy Spirit wants us to be in a state of abundance, not to try and give out of an empty bucket. The Holy Spirit wants to fill our bucket first. Now, sometimes we do need to take a leap of faith. The present moment will be inviting us to give something that we don't think we have to give. It's a little bit like that story of the loaves and fishes of the 5,000 hungry people, where it sure looked like they didn't have enough food to give. They only had just a few loaves and fishes, and they broke them into pieces and started handing them out. And that's when the miracle occurred. So yes, there are times when we need to take a leap of faith, when the present moment is inviting us to offer up a trust we didn't think we had. Those are when the beautiful quantum leaps happen. But always, whatever willingness we're able to muster up and give, the Holy Spirit will reach out and meet us where we're at. So every time we become aware of a place in our life where we have not forgiven, yes, maybe we're full of anger and feelings of betrayal and all sorts of awful bad feelings and trauma. We're not being asked to know how to be without that. We're just being asked to be willing to ask for help. That's all. It is such a small thing to ask for all of heaven to be given to us. There is a beautiful and deep sentence here that says, "And you recognize that truth must be revealed to you because you know not what it is." And this goes back to what I feel is such an important practice that is being asked of us in any present moment, to say, I don't understand anything. I don't know what the truth is. I am willing that it be revealed to me. That is the open-mindedness that is listed as the last of the traits that the teacher of God acquires, built upon the foundation of the others. That open-mindedness to say, I don't know anything. I am willing to be corrected. I am willing to be shown. How often are the gifts we give given reluctantly? So be it. Let us acknowledge that we are giving reluctantly, and let us in that moment ask for help. Help me to give out of abundance that I have not yet understood and perceived is there. Let me give out of abundance, trusting that I do have everything, even though I haven't been able to see it up till now. That is the space in which a miracle can bloom. God will not be satisfied until everyone wins everything. So let us not be satisfied until everyone wins everything. When we're on the same side as God, that's when we win. So we're pulling for everyone's salvation, without exception. And we don't know how to make that happen. We're not here to be the one to correct others. We're here to be the one who forgives others and affirms that they are worthy of the same miracle of heaven that we would desire for ourselves. This text reading lets us know that loss of any kind is condemnation. Let us not, in our thoughts, in our imaginings, imagine any loss for ourselves or for anyone else. Let us only imagine abundance for ourselves and for everyone else. The world has defined justice as punishment, and A Course in Miracles says that justice is the complete and utter absence of punishment. Justice is giving someone absolutely everything. Justice is them winning the lottery and being joyful for them having every bit of it. That's just a silly example. But that sort of mental abundance being held for absolutely everyone, that's why we have to let go of thinking of them as guilty for crimes committed. That's what A Course in Miracles is asking us to let go of. To say, that thing, that doesn't exist. It's actually impossible, and it's just a nightmare you're having. So acknowledge that there's no reality to it, and that's the only way you're going to wake up from it, to paradise. Paradise for everyone. It says it right here in black and white. No one deserves to lose. No one. Everyone is equally entitled to healing and deliverance and peace and abundance. The only way to solve any problem is to give it to the Holy Spirit to solve for you. That's it. We got to stop trying to solve problems ourselves. We only compound them when we do that. Again, justice is not punishment. It is a miracle. It is healing and blessing. That's what justice is. And lesson 216, review of lesson 196. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. 196. It can be but myself I crucify. All that I do unto myself. If I attack, I suffer. But if I forgive, salvation will be given me. I am not a body. I am free, for I am still as God created me. That's our brief review for the day. Happy practicing.